Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk Song. Last week we looked at something simple by the Stage Dolls, a song called Life in America from the early 90s, something that I just, really defined me in my early career as a music listener. Today we're looking at something simple, but something by myself, by me. I had Felix Lehrmann, the amazing Felix Lehrmann, the session drummer that you also know from the Martin Miller Band, lay down some tracks while we were working on drum programming courses. And I can use these to write songs for Guitar Gear reviews. This is a 6/4 kind of a Toto feel, even though that's not what it turned into. Drums are the basis and then you work with it. And actually in our songwriting course, which will come out very soon, we have a whole section on what if drums are the basis and the foundation to write to. What do you have to pay attention to? How do you tailor what you do on top of it so that it sounds as if it actually all was meant to be together? So you put this down and it's I think almost not even 3-minute song. And I first used that track for the Bogner, mini Bogner by Boutique Amps Distribution. A little Bogner thing, and I wrote a track with it. And it was instrumental. But I don't like things to stay instrumental. So I took the lead guitar off, sent it to Hannah Mehl, who's absolutely brilliant. And she did a version that is almost there. And what we're using here is almost... is almost there. We still need to tweak it, but you can see it in its current state. And I felt it's not long enough. And then Hannah said, yeah, actually, it's not. She actually wrote twice the amount of verses. And that's how she will perform it when she performs it with a piano player. And I said, well, then let's elongate it. And using the arranger track in Cubase, also one of the lessons in the songwriting course, I changed the form, had Cubase kind of render me the whole thing in longer, copy paste, all that. It does it automatically. Again, we'll teach that in the course. And I had to copy her verses because I didn't have the other verses she wrote, copy paste them and kind of make it work with the vocals that I had. But again, these are not the final vocals. And I think I even pitch corrected 1 or 2 notes where I want them, because Hannah had 1 or 2 notes where I was like, these are not working, and I think I pitched them kind of to show her where it's supposed to go. But let's look at a video where you hear the whole song before we analyze it.
Agency
So this is what she calls loaded gun. Doesn't sound like a loaded gun to me. Sounds beautiful. And when we actually look at what is happening musically, I'm again amazed by how lazy and simple I was. It is absolutely simple. If we look at the chords, I mean, really nothing. We're in G. We're doing actually, interestingly, this is not this is I didn't plan this. This is literally the chords from Life in America. If you remember that from last week. And the years will come and go. Day and night will pass so slow. So we got the same thing here. Really, only that we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're doing a 6, 6, 4 techno. 1, 2, 3 to 4, 5, 6, or 3 8s. No, it's technically 6 8 or 6 4. I'm not shitting you. I really am not shitting you. I wrote this, let's say, a year ago. Way before I rediscovered the stage dolls after almost 30 years. And it is literally 3 times GDC, GDC, GDC. And then the stage dolls go A minor. And then they go C. I just go B minor. And then land on C because that's my verse. So it's pretty much chord-wise an identical chorus. However, feel-wise, not at all. It's in 6/4. And you would never think that it's the same song, but that is exactly what this is about. I did not, I'm filming this on the same evening. I absolutely had no idea. This is such a fucking good lesson now, because even though it is identical chord material, nobody would hear Life in America and Loaded Gun and think it's the same stuff. Meaning, the same chord progression can be a billion different things. Watch Axis of Awesome. If you haven't seen this, type in Axis of Awesome on YouTube. The same chords can be a billion things. The Axis of Awesome is a 1, a 5, a 6, and a 4. And so on. A billion different songs. If you want to know what's going on in the lead line on top of it, that's Bitch to Play. That arpeggio is pretty much groups of 2, so you're starting on the G. You're jumping 5th, and you're playing this arpeggio backwards. But because it's triplets, it shifts emphasis. I think that's it. I have to relearn it every time. The pitch to play is this. Thing. But that's just the theme on the beginning. So this is the chorus. So we're starting with the chorus, but instrumental. And then we got beautiful chord. So what's happening is it's a C major here. Here we do the 9, the D, and we do the sharp 11, the F sharp. I don't even remember how I... For anyone who knows, or for anyone who wants to know, and again, we talk in the songwriting course about all this stuff, sharp 11 chord defines a 4, and that is the 4th chord. In G, we have G, A minor, B minor, C major. And if you had to put a 4th degree on that, it would be the sharp 4 or the sharp 11. And that really defines the Lydian mode. And the Lydian mode sounds unfinished, unresolved. It's just floating there. So if you want something that floats, kind of cool, huh? And so that's just sitting there. When this was half a verse, or half of what you just heard, which it was in the beginning, that G over B wasn't there. But I had to get back to the C9 sharp 11, pretty much a C, okay? How do you get back to it? Well, you play whatever the 5 is of the C. What's the 5 of the C? This. So you play a G. And the G will kind of want to go back to the C. And something that is a half step away wants to go even more to it. So what I'm doing is a G over B, that chord, right? So I'm on that A minor anyway. Getting to that chord's kind of tricky. So we're doing the whole thing again. But then at the end, I'm not doing the G over B because I need to get to the G. How do I get to the G? Well, I'm playing the 5 of the G, which in this case is the D, or the D7. Okay. And we're doing the same trick again with the half step because that really has pull, which is a D over F sharp. Because that really lands you there, right? And there we go. And then you got... Now, I don't want to brag, but as someone who can write really, really complex, progressive rock and metal and orchestral stuff and odd time things, and I mean, I once have written a 38-minute song, which at some point actually we're going to analyze. Yes, we will. We should do cities. I should sit down on that and do cities in several sections. But as someone who can write this kind of stuff, it makes me insanely proud to be able to just write. You'd be surprised how difficult it is to write simple when you know you can do more. There are no tensions on it. It's not G major 7. It is just very simple 3 chords because it worked. Hannah then laying down such a mind-blowing line on top of it When I hear this, I get tears in my eyes because I am so proud of having written this. I mean, technically, I wasn't in any way involved in what she did. She made magic with 3 chords.
There she goes.
So again, this is not the final version. I don't have her finished verses. So instead of having a verse 2A, I opted to play a little solo and only bring her back in verse 2B. I'll tell you in a bit what it reminds me of and why it makes me so happy. So we have a little solo. What's happening in the bridge, which I had to elongate a little bit to allow for a solo, which I think I have here, because she sang over the whole solo. So I didn't have a solo anymore, but I really wanted to keep what she did. So we're doing... So the solo really is going down to A minor. Rocky kind of a thing. And we're doing that twice. And then we're doing it again in this solo section here. We got to get back to the G, so therefore I'm throwing a D in front of it. I have yet to use any kind of out of key chords. I'm not doing it. I never used any modulation, nothing. This is again a very, very simple song. It's not a 3-chord song, but the chorus kind of is. Don't know why I used the D over A there, but we're gonna find out. So let's listen to this bridge section. Now I remember actually how I got the vocals. I took the demo that she sent me. She never sent me individual vocal tracks, and used RX10 to extract the vocals. So that's a stereo if I'm correct. Yep. Here. It's just a stereo extracted from a demo.
I know this all on the run.
Not perfect quality, but does anyone care? It makes me happy. This is still being worked on. And remember, it was all done for a Guitar Gear demo. Might redo things. And when you have that simplicity, it's all in the arrangement. Okay? In Live in America, the arrangement was super open. Beautifully open. And that made it work. Now, when I'm listening to this, what's working here? Obviously, the mind-blowing drum performance by Felix Lehrmann. So, but then you have that bass line, which connects those three chords. What are the guitars doing there? Let's demystify that. Now let's be even more, to my own aesthetics, mind-blowing. One guitar playing. It's doubled. That is it. This whole song is beautiful drums, simple chords, and a kick-ass vocalist. I'm very fortunate to be able to work with someone like Hannah. But look at it. If we get rid of, look at the tracks. We got drums, we got the bass. This is doubled to give it some growl. Let's see, so this is the bass. It's running through a Marshall simulation. So we got drums, bass, and literally all that's on is this guitar doubled. This is the lead line. These are all lead guitars, the purple ones here. So you could completely ignore those. And then vocals. There's nothing to this. There's literally nothing to this. Except, let me see, I don't want to lie. Straylight by Native Instruments doing a grainy kind of a pad, which actually you don't see that here. Let's type in Straylight here. You don't even see it. Let's give it a Straylight kind of color, because it is not. There is no MIDI information. The chords here are feeding that track, meaning, yeah, there's a pad. So we got drums, bass, a very simple electric guitar, and a synth pad, which I never even played. I just said the chords go to that pad. So if we have this. They even come in quite late, right? I mean, ridiculously little when it comes to what's happening. It's one guitar part, doubled, pad, bass and drums. But then again, a beautiful performance by an amazing vocalist. Now, why does it make me so happy? When I heard what she did, it elevated what I did with that really, really busy guitar line. It took it further. It was completely different. It was what the song needed. But also, once that chorus comes in, once she does... Well, I kind of have to turn her on for that, right? Wouldn't I need to, do that? First of all, she's got feel, so she's beautifully putting herself on the da 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 ba ba da ba 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 ba. She really knows how to write. Okay, she instinctively knows where to go. But when that hit, it was Faith Hill for me. There are some Faith Hill songs that just like cry. For example, I think that's got Vinny Colaiuta on drum. I mean, there are some mind-blowing songs from Faith Hill that just are to die for. Really just, I can listen to over and over again. Okay, I get it. Yeah, you might not be into that. It's modern country. I can listen to Dream Theater. I can listen to Metallica. I can listen to Monuments. I can listen to Jason Mraz and Hanson, and Yuichi Sakamoto, Philip Glass. Spread your freaking horizon, you musicians. So for me, Faith Hill is the shit. And when I heard this, all of a sudden I realized me, my little self and I, and Hannah, with the help of Felix Lehrmann, we wrote a Faith Hill song. Or something that would be like what Faith Hill would be doing. With the most simple methods. That made me very, very, very happy. Do you need the most ridiculous tools? No, you do not. Do you need ridiculous chords? No, you do not. Do you need loads of guitar parts? This thing has one guitar part. It's got a rhythm guitar. If it's all put together extremely simply, but put together well, then you got a song. And this is what we're trying to teach you. We can teach you to go super complex, but we can also teach you to hold back and stay simple when it makes sense. And sometimes you don't even know that it makes sense because it only makes sense once the vocalist comes and you work with them together. Again, I think it's super, super, super funny that this is ridiculous. Literally the same chord progression in the same key with the same twist at the end of the song that we looked at last week. I wrote this 1 year before I rediscovered that song, but that shows you that the stuff that impregnated you, I want to say, that's the wrong word, that imprinted on you early on, stays with you. Hope that was enlightening. It doesn't always have to be complex. It doesn't always have to be clever. Sometimes the simple shit is cool. So, again, I hope you stay with us. I hope you will thank Rafa and me when the course comes out by getting it. It would really, really mean a lot to us. And then joining our songwriting community and interact with us. The course is over 50 hours and well worth the $299 that we're going to charge for it. So, I'll let you go with animals at the end.